In this video, I'm gonna tell you about a great itinerary for Paris from 4 to 7 days, including Disney. Euro Disney is an incredible place. Anyone who has a dream of visiting Disney and hasn't been here to Orlando yet, even those who have and love Disney, it's an incredible place. It's worth it. There are 2 beautiful parks. We'll give you all the tips on how to enjoy Paris in the most optimal way, taking in all the main attractions and including a day or 2 at Disneyland, guys. So don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the world's largest travel content network, and today we're gonna talk about a very nice itinerary that we put together and always like to recommend, which is between 4 and 7 days. For you who are staying in Paris during this period and want to include Disney, do you want to include Disney in your itinerary? Yes guys, you can. It's easy, it's close. We recommend that you do it because it's a magical and very cool place and it complements well. In Paris, you spend all those days seeing the culture, history, the French atmosphere, and then one day you'll be able to take off for the Disney magic, which is even more American. You see that's very French. They adapted the whole park to France, to the French people, European style. It has the essence from here in the United States. So let's start with Paris. The first day, regardless of how many days you're staying, I think the most important day is the Eiffel Tower. Everyone wants to see the tower, there's no way, and sometimes people put it off until another day and get overly anxious. Let me try to get up there to see it because it's so big. Sometimes you can't see it for certain areas of the city. So in my opinion, on your first day in Paris, you have to kill that anxiety and see the Eiffel Tower. One tip, the best thing is to see it in the afternoon and the evening so that you don't go to the same place 2 or 3 times. Go in the late afternoon, see what time it is, getting dark. It varies a lot according to the season, but for example, if it's getting dark at 7 o'clock, 6:30, go there at 5, stay there, observe. We'll give you lots of cool tips, and at night you can see it all lit up, which is also beautiful. For this day, your first day in Paris, I think you should take a trip along the river Seine. It's the main river there in France. It practically cuts Paris in half, and the great thing about it is it's cheap. It's super pleasant, it's super beautiful, and you can already see the city. In your head, you say, there's the Eiffel Tower, there's Notre Cathedral, there's the Arc de Triomphe. You already create this map of the city of Paris in your head, and it's a very pleasant walk to do. It's super easy, super simple. Then you walk around, you go down, you're near the Eiffel Tower, and then at the Eiffel Tower, here are some important tips. You can go up to the second floor, and all the way to the top. There are several options. We've been up all of them. It's really nice, but if you're on a tight budget, you're looking to save money, I think the second floor is perfect. If you can and you want to buy the top one there, then you can buy it at the time you've been up there, the part of the tower. But the most beautiful thing about the tower, in our opinion, is that you can see it from the outside and from a distance, because sometimes people want to stand underneath and take pictures, and then the pictures don't look so good. You see those very large irons. Now if you see it from further away, it's much more beautiful. A nice tip, go to the Trocadéro, put Trocadéro on Google Maps. It's an area with a staircase, a high area in front of the tower, but right in front of it, there's the whole park in front of the tower, and it's far away. From there, you get the most beautiful pictures of all. There's even a good restaurant there, like Café de L'Homme, of house, and it has a beautiful view. I think it's nice that having dinner in the Eiffel Tower itself, try to go for brunch in the afternoon, make a reservation. It's an incredible view because the Eiffel Tower has 2 restaurants. I don't think it's worth it. We've been to the second floor and it wasn't that nice. It's more popular, let's put it that way. The second one's more chic. It was a nicer experience, but I'd much rather go to that other restaurant, which was incredible, and the view is really beautiful. To go up the Eiffel Tower, you have to buy tickets. For God's sake, the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, and almost all the other tours, you'll see queues of people who didn't buy them online. That's a fact. Just Google it, queue Louvre Museum, queue Eiffel Tower, you'll see. So buy in advance. It saves us a lot of time. We go straight and it's cheaper. Buy in advance, it's much cheaper. If you want, I'll leave a link to one of our pages below in the description of the video, which has all the links organized, where to buy the cheapest tickets, tours and excursions. In other currencies, you don't pay tax. and it's a very good giant company. The hotels we've stayed in, highly rated, cheap, good value, the travel SIM card, which one we use, which one's the best, the travel insurance that's mandatory for Europe, a comparator that finds insurance at half the price you'd find elsewhere, a global digital account so you can take your euros with you to Europe, much cheaper than using a traditional credit card. In short, there are several websites for you to organize your entire trip and save a lot of money, and this link already contains all the discounted links with promotions, so use this page. It will help you a lot to plan your trip and save a lot. You will see, compared to the other places, you will see that the prices really are very good and you will pay cheaper, and of course you can avoid all the queues for the most popular tours. Now we're off to our second day in Paris. The second day will be busier. The first day is a bit lighter so you can enjoy the vibe of France, Paris, eat, go to a cafe, have dinner, see the tower, walk around, take some pictures. The second day is for getting to know a lot. So the second day always starts, in our opinion, with Notre Dame Cathedral. But it's closed because of the fire. See if it's open when you go. But even if it isn't, I think it's nice to go and see it from the outside. It's beautiful. The area is beautiful and you can start your tour from there. Nearby, you'll find the Pont des Arts, which is a very beautiful, iconic bridge in Paris. As you walk along, you come to another beautiful church, the Saint-Chapelle. Saint-Chapelle, I'm not sure how it sounds in French. It's not as big or as iconic as Notre Dame Cathedral, but it's very nice too. And then you'll be at the mouth of the Louvre Museum, the largest museum in the world. You will need a lot of time to get to know it. Prepare yourself, it's really gigantic. How long do I need to visit the entire Louvre Museum? Experts say it takes at least 20 days. So focus on the areas you like best. Of course, you see it more quickly, you don't have to analyze every work, but there's everything. It's an incredible museum, you have to go. And about the tickets, you need a ticket. An extra tip, the main entrance, which is in that glass pyramid, that's the most famous of all, is where people go on foot, arrive. It's very big. There's another one that's hidden away in the Louvre Carousel. Those arriving by metro can get there. It's a much emptier entrance, and it will save you at least 30 minutes of travel time. And it's really amazing. I think you should go there because it's really a beautiful place. And guys, any questions you may have, just let me know and I'll try to help. Right now we're getting a lot of messages, but I'm focusing here because I really like helping, so I'm doing my best to answer everyone. Anyone who wants to, even faster than here on YouTube, can add me on Instagram at Lorenzi and then send me a direct message and I'll try to respond even faster. Over there the dynamics are a little faster. I send an audio, I can respond more quickly, and take the opportunity to follow me there to see all the trips we make, our life here in the United States. Speaking of which, we have a project, a very cool new channel that we made about our family called Lorenzi Family. If you can, watch it, give us a like, subscribe. It's really cool. We're showing all of our life here in the United States. We moved it to Orlando with our $2, me, Livia, Clarinha, and Laurinha. We're showing the Disney parks where we live, 15 minutes from the parks, all the other amusement parks, the beaches, the cities, the whole world, because we keep traveling everywhere. So we've got some really cool content. So if you like it, give us a like, follow us there, and watch it. I think you're gonna love it. And then you leave the Louvre and stay there for 3 or 4 hours because you can't stay there for that long unless you like artwork. Then you dedicate a whole day to the Louvre, but most ordinary tourists end up spending 4 or 5 hours there. It will still be late if you've woken up early. So a good tip is to go on ahead because there's a park, some very nice gardens at the Louvre, and then you stop for a rest in the Tuileries Garden. I'm not sure how to pronounce it in French. This is one of the most beautiful gardens in France. You can walk around, take pictures, it's very nice. And now I'm going to give you two options. If you're still in the mood, because the Louvre Museum is big, it depends on how long you're staying there, you can still walk along the Champs-Élysées, which is the main avenue in Paris and has beautiful stores, popular stores like Zara, H&M for you to shop. It's the most iconic avenue in Paris. You can go straight on and you come to it after the square, this garden, you can walk there and get to know the Arc de Triomphe. You can do it at night, it's a beautiful street, it's super cool, but if you're tired, you can put it off until the next day, until the third day of your trip. It's up to you, but you can do it. If you're up for it, you can keep going and do it all on the second day. Of course, it's going to depend if you have the time, if you're tired, but you have many places to go, many beautiful places, so you can go straight from their garden. It's good. And on the third day in Paris, I'm going to give you a slightly different tip from what everyone else gives. They give some more tourist attractions, museums that are nice in Paris, but there are two tours that I think you could include there. One or the other, if you're passionate about Disney, have never been to Disney and have the dream, there's Disney Paris, there's the Disneyland Park, and there's the Walt Disney Studios Park, which is really cool. I recommend Disneyland the most, which is the main one with the castle. It's 45 minutes from Paris, so if it's your dream, if you want to go, I think it's worth it. If you haven't yet come to Orlando, to the United States, or even those who have and love Disney, it's really nice, really cool. There's a subway, there's a transfer, it's super close. There's this website for tickets, it's the cheapest of all. We always buy our tickets there. Check it out, everything is ready, it's a nice ride. And if you don't like Disney, you don't want to include Disney in your itinerary, the Palace of Versailles, do the round trip to the palace there. In my opinion, it was one of the most beautiful tours in the whole of Europe. It's sensational, it's very beautiful, and it's very close by. It's an hour's drive, you get there. There's a ready-made tour with a guide and everyone explains it to you. There's also this tour on the website I told you about. We did it. They pick you up from your hotel, take you there. It's super comfortable. The place is wonderful. From the photos and videos, you can already get a sense of it. So it's really, really an amazing experience, guys. So you decide what it's better for you. If you like Disney, go to Disney. If not, go to Versailles. And that's it, guys. It's a bit of a rush, but you can do it. I'm now going to make videos of more days, itineraries of 5 to 7 days at Disney. No, Disney, it's just that I have Disney on my mind all the time, for God's sake. In Paris, 5 to 7 days in Paris. And we're also going to do many mixed itineraries, Paris with Lisbon, Paris with Italy, several itineraries that you can mix destination in Europe. It's going to be very cool. Now let's move on to the fourth day in Paris. If you have 4 days, you can do Disney more easily, and the museum can also be done in just 1 day. You have to do one each day because it takes up almost the whole day. I'll leave the two as 1 day for you to choose from, but you can try to fit them in. On the fourth day, I would go straight to the Palais Garnier, which is a beautiful place. The building from the outside, the architecture, the painting is very cool. It's there that they inspired the production of Phantom of the Opera, which has a very cool story. Buy a ticket, it's not expensive. Visit inside, it's really nice, and then you go to the Church of Madeleine, which is another unmissable tourist attraction. It's close by, it's not that difficult to get to, and the area you're going to be in is really nice. There are lots of restaurants. Get on Google Maps, do some research, see which one is closest. There are lots of nice little restaurants, and that's what Paris is all about. So stop in a cafe, try to get a table on the street, or those with a little window on the street, have some crepes. This French cuisine is delicious. You have to try the crepes, the meats are very good, and the macarons. I'll give you a tip for a macaron place, but there are plenty of nice macarons for you to eat. That's a fine sweet, you see there. It's very light, it's very good, but it's part of the trip to Paris. Don't come back without trying these two items, for God's sake, because this is really the essence of French cuisine. After lunch, take a break because you're going to have a good walk. It's a little further away, and there's a staircase which is nothing more and nothing less than the Sacré Coeur. You see people from all over the world there, each pronouncing it in a different way. It's an incredible place, and the best thing about it is that apart from the cathedral, which is beautiful, the basilica is really beautiful. You have a stupendous view of Paris. It's a very high place, very remote, so it's very nice. It will take up some of your time in the afternoon, but I think it's very nice. It's a place worth visiting. A lot of people go there from all over the world. It's really nice to take some pictures. On the fifth day in Paris, you discover more of the city's cool cultural sites, including the Pantheon. It's an incredible place. I love its architecture, its grandeur. It's very cool. You have to visit. After it, you can go on because it's close by. It's a place with lots of works, lots of things for you to see. The Saint George Pompidou, which is a very cool place too. It's an incredible place. There are lots of works, lots of things for you to visit. It has a lot of works. It's more contemporary works. It's at the top. There's a restaurant with a very nice view. There's an outdoor area with an escalator that goes up to the top floor. There's a restaurant and a cafe next door, and there's also an area where you can stay. It's worth going up there, and if you're hungry and it's lunchtime, take the opportunity to eat there as the restaurant is very good. We had lunch there, the food was very good, it was quick. After this tour, I'd say either go to the Luxembourg Gardens, which I think are very beautiful, but it's not that big. You get to know it in an hour's walk, but it's very beautiful, a very beautiful garden. I think you have to see it. Or you could take it out and include Galeries Lafayette directly, which would be like a shopping mall for us who are used to this type of shopping center. It's a gigantic store, which is a giant mall with 7 or 8 floors with all the brand stores you can imagine, luxury and cheap brands. So if you want to buy, you have to visit, and even if you don't want to, you have to visit it because it's an exceptional thing. The decorations, when it's Christmas, everything they put up inside. When it's other times of the year, it's sensational. I really like it there. Even for just walking around, it's a very beautiful place. There are good restaurants inside, and upstairs, I think it was on the 5th or 6th floor, there's a kiosk selling only macarons, which is the sweet I mentioned. So it's a very nice thing to go there, have some coffee, eat something, but it's a place for those who want to shop. For general shopping, the Champs-Élysées is the place to be with all the stores. Zara, a very good Zara, Mango is also very nice, and inside the Galeries Lafayette, there's also a more chic version, a very beautiful place. It's a place that's really worth visiting. For the 6th day, I think it's a good idea to include a bit more of a museum. If you want to get to know the works, the history of Europe in general, and the world, that's a very nice museum, the Musée d'Orsay, which is huge, not as big as the Louvre, but almost one of the biggest in Europe. It's very cool. There are lots of works by famous artists like Van Gogh and Monet. There are lots of cool things to visit. The area is beautiful, the view from it, it's right on the river, it's really nice to see it. After that, you can continue to the nearby palace of Fontainebleau. Very beautiful, one of the largest in all of France. It's very iconic. It has been home to more than 30 French monarchs and has been the scene of several events that have marked French history. So it's a nice place to visit. It's more from the outside to take pictures. You don't have to go in or anything, but it's very nice to pass by. And in the evening, try to explore the city, go for dinner somewhere nice, take another restaurant near the Eiffel Tower. The Latin Quarter is also very cool. It's a Latin neighborhood with food from all over the world, more focus on the Latin public, but there is also the Italian part, which is very cool. There are several neighborhoods, so try to explore this part of the street a bit more, walk around, grab a coffee, a restaurant, because that's what Paris is all about. It's about walking around, finding the coolest places and stopping for a bite to eat, a refreshment, and a rest too, because it gets really tiring. Walking around all these attractions can be really tiring. And where to stay? What's the best area? Paris is big, unlike the Rome we talk about. Oh, stay in the tourist center, Prague too. Paris is big. It has the aroundments, which are the neighborhoods as they call them. You have to know where to stay. We have a video explaining where you can stay. If you'd like, below the link in the description, I'll also leave you a personalized map of the best area in our opinion with the hotel we stayed in. It was very close to the Eiffel Tower and close to everything. It was a perfect location. Check it out. Staying there, you optimize your time to go to all these other tourist spots. You can get to a lot of things on foot. There are many things you can't, but you can also take an Uber. It's really easy. You don't even need to communicate. Just put your address down. There's no problem of not speaking French or anything. You don't need to communicate with the person. Nowadays it's easier because everything's digital, and the subway works too. Anyone who wants to try the metro, we used it 2 or 3 times and it works very well. It's a bit cramped, to be honest. The smell is heavy. It was both Spain and France. The subway, I don't know what's in that subway. The people, the smell is strong. Whoa, São Paulo is a luxury next to the subway there, but it works. The metro really works, and you can use that as a means of transportation around France. And on the 7th day, either leave it free to do something you want to do again, a purchase in a store, a restaurant, something you liked but you didn't manage to do, or a tour that I highly recommend is the Palace of Versailles, which is just a stone's throw away. Versailles is less than an hour from Paris, and there are excursions that take you there. You can go by train. It's very close and very beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful palaces we've been to in the whole of Europe. We bought the tour there on the website below, the one for tickets and tours. They pick you up from your hotel, take you there. It's very beautiful. They explain everything. There's a guide. It was very nice. It lasts almost all day, the morning and the afternoon. You return to Paris in the afternoon, so you can still have dinner there and pack up your things. But I think it's a tour that you can include, and it's really beautiful. You can take a lot of beautiful pictures. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps us a lot. And don't forget to check out the other videos that will appear here, which will help you plan your trip to Paris and all of Europe. So thank you very much, guys, and have nice trips.